Hey everybody, I saw this pop up on my YouTube channel. Not on my YouTube channel, on YouTube today, and I wanted to watch it because I'm a Kiss fan. But it's Paul Stanley's Secret Talents and Bucket List at Home and Social, and I just wanted to watch it just for fun. So it's kind of like a reaction too, though. But this is recent. This was 3 months ago, so here we go.
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Darrell, and today we are at home and social with the one, the only, Paul Stanley. Hello and welcome.
Nice to be here. Welcome to my. Actually, this
He
is
makes me smile. I love his
Ooh,
personality.
hello. Well, you know what? There's a big congratulations in order for a couple of things. First and foremost, you got your second shot recently, I heard.
I did. I was so excited, and
I did too,
and
but
so
I don't really
thankful,
talk about it. But
we have so much to be excited about with these vaccines, but people have to realize that the vaccine means nothing until you put it in your arm. Mm-hmm. So, people who are just waiting around for herd immunity.
I've had friends that have side effects from it.
You got a long way to wait, and you want me to take the shot, but you want the benefit. I don't. Go get your shot.
Go get your shot. Absolutely. Well, I mean, because this is exciting, not just obviously because
he's going to show the Kiss logo on his cup.
We want you out on the road and performing, and I want to get back to seeing live concerts, and I want to be able to see Paul Stanley on stage, right? Isn't that that's the goal?
Well, I'd like everybody to just get back to a normal life.
Me too.
And we're at a 500,000 people have died.
Yeah.
It's been devastating for so many people.
It's sad.
For us who are inconvenienced, it's minor compared to what some people have gone through. I'd love to get back out and play, and I think everybody would love to get their masks off. But let's face it, part of the problem is that we haven't adhered properly to what should be common sense restrictions, and as long as there are people who are negating what's being told to them, this is going to extend further. So
had we all just done what we were told to do for those first 2 weeks, we would be in a much better position now.
Well, unfortunately, we weren't told, the fish rots from.
Well, that's right. I guess what I'm thinking about is when.
No,
LA,
I want a cup of
LA,
coffee.
When it first shut down, and it was 2 weeks, and I
I'm tired.
barred the windows, locked the doors, and then no one else was doing it. I was but wait a minute, we're all supposed to get back in your house.
Yeah, we're supposed to be a community, and if there's the slightest possibility that it would be the right thing to do, shouldn't you do it?
Yep.
All right, enough COVID talk. You have a new album, sir, and I want to know all about it. This is the Soul Station album, and what's great about this is in a nod back, an homage.
I feel funny because I haven't even heard of the album. I didn't even know it came out. I'm silly.
I grew up listening to a lot of R&B, a lot of Memphis Stax, a lot of Philly soul, Motown, all of that, and before that. So that's very much the cornerstone, one of the cornerstones of what I do. Certainly people will associate me more with some of the British hard rock bands that also spawned, a bunch of bands, us included. But honestly, as far back as I can remember, I was lucky as a teen. I got to see Otis Redding
That's
when
cool.
I was younger
I
than
like
that.
Otis
I saw
Redding.
Solomon Burke, the Temptations. That really is a key part
My
of
type
my
of music, and I'm young.
There's this great music that unfortunately has been relegated to being samples in rap tunes, and that's fine. But people need to hear this music, and perhaps one way to hear it is for somebody to pick up the flag and become flag bearer. So Soul Station is 15 or 17 people, depending upon the configuration. People of all different nationalities and ethnicities and backgrounds who really love this music and want to see it played with respect and reverence and accuracy. So we started out as a live band. It wasn't a band in the studio that now wants to play live. We played live and then said, this is too good, let's go in the studio. So a lot of the songs that are on the album are classics by the Spinners, the Temptations, the Four Tops.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Delphonics, a lot of great music. And then there's also 5 new tunes, because I thought it was important for us to base ourselves in the past, but also take this music into the present. So I think we've done it fairly well, because everybody thinks it's seamless. It's really hard to tell what's what, but there's a joy in the music and a joy in our performances and videos.
As long as there's joy in it,
there's no faking.
You know, it's going to be good.
There's
My
something
opinion.
really special going on, and I'm just thrilled with it.
You talk about how many
As long
band
as you
members are in
enjoy
this.
it.
You said it's upwards of 15 people at times. There's a horn section. There's a string
that's cool.
section. There's diversity. There's lots of women in the band. This isn't a dude band. You know, it's
That's
a
good.
melting
That's
pot
cool.
of talent. What is it like when you guys get together and jam and try and work on the songs and perfect them to make them yours? You know, because you have to make them yours.
Well, we want them to be ours. It's not paint by numbers, but we want to retain what made these songs great. They don't need new arrangements, new tempos. They need to be done with accuracy, but at the same time to interject who we are and inject our personalities. Everybody in the band has played with everybody from Stevie Wonder to Smokey Robinson to
That's
the
cool.
Temptations to Frank Sinatra to Buddy Rich to Natalie Cole.
And I know all these
The
people. I
list
know
just
of all of
Aretha
them.
Franklin. The list just goes on and on. So everybody brings a lot of talent, but also a lot of commitment to it. We have a ball, whether we're over at my house having a pizza party or just texting and socializing. It really is something really, really special. It's and you see it in the videos and you hear it in the music. There's a real joy in making this music. It's live.
Now, for those of you just joining us, I'm Katie Darrell. He is Paul Stanley. The new album is called Now and Then by Soul Station. It's a toss back to Motown, R&B, the classics, the good stuff, the roots of it. You did mention that you grew up listening to that stuff. How did it get introduced into your life? Because I know you grew up with your parents listening to like classical music and opera. How did rock and roll and R&B find you?
I think the beauty of what I grew up in was my parents believed in exposing us to all kinds of music, all kinds of art. For me, there's 2 kinds of music, good and bad. And the
me
idea
too.
of just listening to one type of music is like eating one type of food.
Yeah.
It's boring.
I
It's
agree.
not nourishing. I grew up listening to classical music, opera, R&B, bluegrass,
Wow.
rock and roll too. You know, the music in the house was really endless. And for me, it was a great ear-opening experience to know how much music is out there and that there's something great in all of it. There's bad in all of it and there's good in all of it. And I can't imagine just exposing myself or playing one kind of music. You know, some people say, well, stay in your lane. I don't
I've heard
drive in
that.
one lane. Who does? Why should we? So for me, it's just about business or life as usual. I want to do what I want to do. I'm not a rock singer. I've always considered myself a singer who sings rock. That's why I would do Phantom of the
That's
Opera.
interesting.
That's why, now I'm doing Soul Station. That's why I did Kiss. It's because I love singing. And it may be a surprise to some people to hear Soul Station, but once you hear it, I think you go, wow, it's not putting on a different hat, and it's not about impersonation. God knows I'm not Al Green. and I'm not Smokey Robinson or Eddie Kendricks, but I think that when you understand the intention and what's behind the songs, you can put your own stamp on it without betraying what those songs are. So they can be accurate without being mimicry.
Yep.
The new Soul Station album comes out on March 19th. Paul, how do you I don't want to use the word control, but I will. How do you control your stage presence? Because obviously so many people are used to seeing the star child on stage, okay? And I mean, if there's a showman out there, you're the showman. And you put on this beautiful romantic live performance with Soul Station. And it's not that you're holding back, it's just that you're doing something different. When you're on stage, do you feel a different vibe and it leads you there? Or do you have to be conscious and be like, I shouldn't take my boot and kick it in someone's face?
No, really. It's what's appropriate in different situations. We're all different in different situations. And it doesn't mean that we're different people. It means that we're showing a different side, of who we are. For somebody to think that I would go up on stage with Soul Station and do what I do in KISS. First of all, when you're playing a smaller venue, you relate to people a different way. When you're playing to 20,000, 120,000 people, I think the best way to grab them is to be physically large and to be vocally large. But in a different setting, that's it would be jarring and unproductive. It would be against what the nature of these songs are.
I get that.
Paul Stanley is joining me right now talking about the new Soul Station album. It's due out March 19th. It's called Now and Then. It has 9 classic songs
check it
and
out.
5 originals.
I'm going to check out
when
the
it
album
came down
after
to
this.
choosing the 9, I'm sure you probably had a list of 90 you wanted to do, and you had to whittle them down. Was this a decision that you made solely, or did the band get to raise
Can
their
I
hand and
just
vote?
say that he's adorable to me? I don't know why.
The set list that we play live up until we went in the studio was made up totally of old classic songs. And I think we were doing 15 or 16. So they were all songs that we love and just have a ball doing. And, somebody has to lead the charge.
Yeah.
At the same time, I want to listen to everybody's opinion, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to drive. So
Yep.
there was
I
no
love Paul and his
dissent
metaphors.
or arguments about what we were doing. And mind you, I consider myself a member of this band. This is not my backup band. I would be out of my mind to think that these people are backing me up. The singers, all when we play live, I say, get up, knock it out of the park, kick some ass, because they're that good. And nobody's relegated to being a support performer or musician. So when we went in the studio, we started by recording a lot of the classic tunes. And then I was just thinking, it's important for us to base what we're doing in the past. That's the roots, like a tree. Those are the roots. But I think it was also important to take the band into the present, not to come up with new, improved
I agree.
songs, better than the old, not at all, but of the same tree. So that's pretty much what the goal was to come into the present with something seamless. And I think we did it.
The original lineup of KISS, you guys met or found each other through a variety of ways. I know you and Gene met first, but then the rest of you got together because of postings in The Village Voice and Rolling Stone. How did the members of Soul Station come together?
It's crazy.
Phone numbers on a bathroom wall.
Yeah, for a good time call. No, it was like the planets lined up. Truly, there was no auditioning or anything like that. I actually knew a few people that I knew I wanted involved. I wanted our drummer, Eric Singer, because the guy is comfortable in any style of playing and
Yeah,
is really
he
a
is. I like
phenomenal
him a lot.
musician. So was Eric, and the guitar player was Rafael Moreira, who played with me in my last solo band, and also has worked with Pink and Christina Aguilera and
Wow.
on. And we just built from there. And it was a matter of phone calls to people. And lo and behold, we wound up with this lineup. And everybody in the band feels like they've known each other forever. And we
That's
just
good.
have a ball. I got to say, it's strange to all of us how much fun we have and how familiar we all feel when we had no prior experience together.
Now, obviously, Soul Station does classic and R&B. We know you have that up your sleeve. We know that you are an author. You've released 2 books, I believe.
Yes, New York Times bestseller.
Exactly. There's been solo projects
I have to
before
find
this.
that cup on Amazon.
You're an artist. What else is up your sleeve? What's next? I mean, are you a juggler? You joining the circus? What do you got?
I have no sleeves. I just live. I mean, corny as that seems, this whole idea of bucket lists kind of like throws me because what are you going to do if you scratch everything off your bucket list? Die? To me, for everything you scratch off, life should bring you something else that you want to do. So if you asked me 10 years ago what I would be doing in 5 years, I couldn't have told you. And that's the way my life has been. It's
I'm the same
I'm
way.
open. Well, whatever seems fun or exciting to me is where I go.
I'm going to throw some numbers at you, okay? With Kiss, 75 million records sold worldwide,
Wow.
14 platinum, 3 multi-platinum. You are the #1 American band for the most certified gold albums. Put some numbers into perspective for me. When did numbers impress you?
I'm thankful that I have success and freedom to do virtually what I want to do. But in terms of numbers, I'm gratified. But at the same time, I don't really, it doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, again, I'm thankful for it, but I have no platinum albums, gold albums
Someone's
in my
phone
house.
keeps going off in the interview
I
here.
just,
Wait, hold on. Where are they? You just got a storage unit? They're at a manager's? Like, where are they?
Storage unit.
they're in boxes. I know what I've accomplished. I don't need it to stare me in the face. I don't need it to stare people who come over to the house in the face. They know what I've done.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, guys. I'm Paul Stanley.
yeah. Hi, I'm Paul Stanley, and these are my awards. My awards actually are right back here, and
Okay, so
Family.
the kiddos. I got a kid question, all right? You have 4 children, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you had that many.
How important was it when you sat down and were thinking of what to name them? Because you legally changed your name. Paul is not your birth name. So,
Right.
was that something really that was in your head where you're like, wow, this is a big decision, or did it not weigh on you?
I think that the idea of naming your kid, Pumpkin Seed or Rocket Fuel is really doing them a disservice.
Oh,
It may be
gosh.
amusing,
Pumpkin
to you,
seed
but,
and rocket fuel.
my God, what do you think your kid's going to do? Either grow up to be very freaky or change their name. I tend to go with very, if not biblical, names with some weight and history to them. It's always interesting to me when someone would say to me, is that your real name? And I go, well, yeah. My real name is the name I chose. The name that I was given at birth was my parents' name, and if I liked it, I would have kept it. But from the time I was a child, I told my parents, I'm going to change my name. And I don't think they believed me. But the name you ultimately choose is your real name.
Yep.
Who knows better than you?
Well, Paul, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. The new album from Soul Station comes out on March 19th. Everyone should get a hold of it. There's some videos already up online. I love the live version of Ooh Child, by the way.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
gonna have to check
Thank
it
you.
out.
Really nice.
Thanks.
And it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's something that all of us could have used right in this time, right? Just a pause and a reflection and enjoy the past.
Real people making real music, no computers. The thing that was important to us, and I think was important to a lot of the music that was made back in the day, is it was about passion, not about perfection.
Yep.
I think that it's very easy to get hung up in the studio. You look at a computer screen, and that's what tells you what's perfect. Well, I'm not interested in what's perfect. I want us to not forego passion, maybe a little imperfection, but that's what makes great music great. Whether it's Led Zeppelin or the Temptations, great music is from the heart and soul.
I agree.
And it doesn't have to all line up on a graph. And that's what Soul Station's about.
I was about to let you go, but I actually have a follow-up question.
Sure.
You had mentioned that so many of the band members have actually played with some of the iconic bands or individuals that you are covering, you know, from Smokey Robinson to Marvin Gaye to the Temptations. You know, at some point, these people have sat in and played with some of these people. When you did start performing songs, did anyone give you tips or advice based on having worked with artists that you were covering? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Honestly, no. Crystal.
Were they scared?
I think they were more surprised
Okay.
when Crystal Starr, one of the vocalists, her dad sang backup for Jackie Wilson, so it's in her DNA. But when she and the other singers first came in and heard us rehearsing, they were like, whoa, you don't really need us. And I was like, oh, yeah, we do. So I work at what I do. I do my best to do it to the best of my ability. And
That's all you can do. Do it to the best
so
of your
far,
ability.
no complaints. I mean, a lot of people who I really respect and admire have loved, you know, the album so far. Rod Stewart loves it. Tony Braxton loves it. Paul Rogers loves it. Otis Williams from the Temptations loves it. So, you know, it's mission accomplished. I started this with a dream and a passion for a certain kind of music. And usually when I do something that means a lot to me and pleases me, it's going to please somebody else because, you know, we're not all that different from each other. And again, I think that there's no faking passion. I think there's no faking emotional connection and joy. And that's what this music is.
The album is called Now and Then. It's Soul Station. And if you forget any of that information, just Google Paul Stanley because all of it is right there on his website. Thanks very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to be here.
That was really fun to watch. I just saw it kind of pop up on my feed on my YouTube. And just really wanted to watch it, you know. It just sounded really good. And I like Kiss. And I'll probably be reacting to a few of their interviews here every now and then, but I also want to react to some new Barry Gibb interviews and some Paul McCartney interviews and kind of not just music videos, but get into reacting to actual interviews too, like even podcasts. You know, I mean, even things that are just audio. I'm into stuff like that. Not everybody likes to sit and watch interviews and podcasts for 23 minutes or 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm one of those people that sometimes I can do that, and I really enjoy doing that. So if anybody has any requests for Kiss interviews, Paul McCartney interviews, Bee Gees interviews, Barry Gibb interviews, or just even Garbage interviews from the band Garbage, if you have any requests for any of your favorite singers doing interviews that were memorable to you or anything like that, or even podcasts, even documentaries maybe, you can comment down below on this video and And also give me feedback and tell me if you've watched this interview and what you think about what he said. And all of it, you know. And plus, I really have to go find one of those Kiss cups on Amazon now. Now, I know not everybody likes Kiss, but I like Kiss. I grew up listening to it. So, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.